Yo, 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 what's up? What's up?
What's up?
Welcome back to 101.1 The Culture. And today I get a chance to chop it up with one of the legends in the city, man, that's been doing it for a long time, man. My homeboy Cutt Dogg, man. What's good with you,
what's
fam?
up, bro? What's happening? What's happening?
Man, it's been a long time since I've seen you here at the center.
Man, I miss it, actually. I miss it here.
Well, you
so
know,
many memories.
So, it's like second home for you, you know what I mean? So you're always good to just pull up whenever you're ready, or call somebody, hey, I need to pull up. I need to do something at the center, so just pull up. Just pull up.
It's finna happen.
Okay, that's what's up. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today too, right?
Yep.
So before we get started and go into the meat of everything, I always ask people this. Tell everybody who you are, where you are from, and a little bit about your background.
Everybody call me Cutt Dogg, but I'm Curtis Knight.
Curtis Knight.
From Birmingham, Vice Hill, North Birmingham, originally, but
North.
Yeah, originally from the North, but I spent most of my adult years on the West Side.
Okay.
A little bit about myself. Went to Ensley and Parker. After that, man, got into just playing around with music with my brother.
Okay.
They was more serious than me. It was just more like a family thing with me. Got in our little group, chopping bars. That's when I started doing our runs around the city, doing shows and stuff. My brother passed. That's when Cutt Dogg came. That was the Cutt Dogg came to life. Yeah. That's the high note days. That's back when the high note was popping and all that.
Yeah, I was there
so much. Yeah. So after that, man, just been. Around that same time, that's when we started our community work. So since then, man, it just been Cutt Dogg and Curtis Knight, the community worker.
But that's good though, man. When I look at you, because I've seen you as Cutt Dogg on both sides. I've seen Cutt Dogg and Curtis on both sides. I know we got your
the
little man
got
in the
little
building.
Man. I used to say my adopted son, but that's my son. That's my boy now.
That's what's happening.
Yeah,
and we want to talk about some of that stuff too, because there's many facets to everybody that comes in, but you were just like so multifaceted. And you open about everything, which is what really makes it a great experience to have someone like you up on the show.
Try to be a teacher. Try to be a teacher with everything you do. Your experiences and what you did in your life can teach a lot of people. And a lot of what I do involves me trying to teach in some kind of way, even through my music. So
that's what's up.
I'm an open book, because you can learn. I've learned so much in my life through other people's lives. So I like to be that open book the same way. I've learned from open books. I say it like that.
You got to be willing to read those open books.
Fact, man.
Because they can be open in front of you.
Yeah. You ain't. If your eyes closed, you're gonna miss everything. You're gonna miss the opportunities. You're gonna miss the people in front of you showing you lessons without even really trying. People can teach you lessons without you even really looking for them, for real. So
for real.
You just gotta have your eyes open for it.
So before you were titled Cutt Dogg, did you have a different name when you were with the Chopping Boy?
Man, we was just making up names. It wasn't that sticky. We had all kind of little making up stuff.
What was some of the names, man?
Man, we rolled with Cutt Dogg. At first, I kind of came up with the little group, so they was calling me like CEO type thing. Nah, man, I ain't running nothing. And man, I think for one time, my cousin them, they was calling me Block Burner. It was just, man.
So you done been a whole lot of names, and then Cutt Dogg is what stuck, and that's what the world knows.
And what's crazy, Cutt Dogg stuck because my stepdad used to call me Cutt Dogg.
Okay.
He still do.
Okay.
And my cousin just used to say, he talked funny, so he just used to say Cutt instead of Kurt.
Okay.
And I rolled with it because it went with the chopping boys. With the chopping boys, our symbol was a knife. And we all had knives on our necklace, little daggers on our necklace.
I remember that.
So that what led to like Cutt just, it just makes sense. Cutt going with chopping boards, it all just made sense. Also Cutt going with Kurt, like Cutt just made so much sense.
That's what's up.
The dog just rolled with the Cutt, for real.
So you said a little bit about being raised in both sides. So Vice Hill North Side. How long did you stay there?
I was in Vice Hill from birth up until I was probably 12 or 13.
Okay, so a little bit experience, but some of your formative growing years.
Oh yeah. That's why I say all of my more of growing years was on the west side. For real. Yeah.
Because I went to Parker when I lived out here. I stayed there for a year and a half and messed up while I was there. The long story, right? But I stayed in the College Hills area.
I did too.
Right by Tuggle and right at so where Tuggle is, and then the bowl. Yeah, everybody played football. The bowl, all the SYG boys back there. Those are all the homies back in the day. That area is different than the West.
Fact.
It's different. Not to say one is better or worse.
Yeah, it's definitely
but the West different.
Yeah.
So how is it like when you transition from over in that Vice Hill North Side area going all the way to the West?
Honestly, for me, at the time, Vice Hill, all my dad folks was there. It was a lot of my dad folks was there and my mom folks. So the projects to me was just like a big pot of family. I just walk out my apartment and walk in one of my folks' apartment.
Okay.
Walk around the corner, go to my other auntie house. Walk out. my mom's sisters, couple of them stayed in Vice Hill, and a couple of my dad's sisters stayed in Vice Hill too. So it was really when I moved, it was just more of me learning more of the world now, and just not me going from family member to family member. So the projects, it didn't seem as bad to me, though I seen a lot of crazy stuff going on, but I was way more family orientated. We was way more into the free lunch and all that, the fun of the projects when I was younger. So I really started seeing way more in the West. So in my mind, the West was worse but again, I was a younger kid, naive to a lot of the stuff, the more dangerous stuff that was going in my Vice Hill years. So I want to say the West was a little rougher because that's when I really started being in the thick outside as a teenager, being in the midst of all the mess that was going on. Because I'm curious, I'm bad myself. So now, once I get on the West, I'm old enough to be outside with no supervision. Doing the stuff that I was naive to.
It's a cold word.
Ooh, yeah. With no supervision came, that's when life changed, a little bit.
So how are you able to navigate that portion of your life when you think about that no supervision and kind of being in the soil? I always say he for the streets, what I mean? And I think we've all been there, and by the grace of the Most High, we've been able to go through that and grow through that and come into something different. So what was a big changing point for you?
I would say seeing my older brother really get into hellified trouble for the things I was starting to get into. My older brother was already deep into it. So even though I was getting into a lot of things, I was able to see somebody who was constantly going to jail, constantly getting into trouble. So I think even though I was leading into a lot of stuff, I was able to learn from somebody else's mistakes and watch them do it. And even though I was in the midst of it, I was around, because I was in College Hills for a good little while, I was Legion Field had basketball goals all around.
Yeah.
Sports, basketball at that time kept my mind and my attention away from so much of the BS that I would have been getting into, because we were so deep into sports at that time.
Did you play a lot?
Yeah, I played a lot. I ain't play on no righteous team, but I played.
But played a lot of street ball over there.
Yes.
Over there on the side. That's
and all the times, and even though we had little fights out there, on the side, on the College Hill side, at that time they had 2 little goals and 2 big goals. So we was down there faithfully every day.
Everybody used to get their dunk on those small goals.
You thought you was Jordan. You taller than the goal.
Oh man, you just took me back.
So I spent so much time down there, man, and I read a lot when I was younger. Okay. That's why I'm an avid writer now. I think that's what really fed me writing books and stuff, because I was a very strong reader back then.
Okay.
And I read so many books that became movies before they were movies, and I had so much more detail because there's so much more information in books. I think that kind of helped me do my transition of going from here to there, seeing all this, but I still had something to focus on outside of the stuff that was influencing me to do the wrong stuff.
Right. So at this time, were you thinking about doing music at all?
No. I was thinking about doing music till I was probably like 16, 17 in Wylam. I was in Wylam at this point.
Okay.
This around the point. Well, this right before I met Naeem and them, because I met Naeem and them when I was teenagers. We all lived in Wylam together.
Okay.
But
shout out to Naeem.
I didn't really start messing around with music. I was probably 16, 17.
Okay. When you were messing around, were you taking it serious, or was it just like that's just what
my
you
brothers
and the crew?
It was just, we had to tape recorders and put it in front of the radio, and we was just playing around with it for years, at least 3-4 years. We was all just playing around, recording songs. Dr. Dre had dropping, that's back when singles was dropping, so we was buying singles and constantly just playing around with it. But I can honestly say I didn't take it serious until my brother passed. Well, I would say a couple months, because we got a little deal with a small label a couple months before he passed. So I never really took it serious like it was something I professionally wanted to do until after my brother passed.
So that after your brother passing, that was like the major turning point to where it's like, okay, I'm supposed to really do this.
Yeah. And even at that point, it was more of a to prove it for him. At the last classic, I had a homeboy. We just out there. He in the Mason group. I'm out there at their barbecue thing, and he's known me since me and my brother then was a group. And he said something to me that I didn't even realize. He said, "Man, I remember because a couple of us was talking. 3 of us knew each other since before my brother." And he said, "Man, I remember you only kept rapping because you wanted to keep your brother's name. Rapping was never your dream at that time." And I left there struck because I was so focused on it for so many years. I made it my dream, but not realizing it didn't start as my dream. It became a duty I felt like I had to fulfill to keep my brother's name.
So it was a deeper purpose besides just
it was a much deeper purpose that kept me pushing for music. Yeah.
And now, as Cutt Dogg, I know you from Chopping Boys. I know you Cut. I know Southside.
Yeah. Bros.
The Southside, another group that meant a lot to the culture of the Birmingham music scene.
Yeah, they did.
How did that come about?
Really, man, just out here rapping. I had they had a studio. I ended up just going to their studio recording some stuff, and I knew Savage them. I knew a couple of them at that point.
Shout
from
out Savage,
open mics and all that kind of stuff, rapping along, freestyling outside the clubs. And I was just recording over there, and he just kind of pulled me to the side like, "Man, bro, you want to join Southside?" And I was like, "Well, I'm in a group, so like, got to get with the group. If I come, we all got to come." We got together, and it all made sense. We respected them so much deep, already, but once we all got together, it was on some family unit type of stuff.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
And even though, and that I think also that was a starting point of me starting to take it serious in my head, because before then it was just me and my brother and them making dope music, going out at a free show performing or something. But now we with some people we've been seeing do stuff. We respect them. We've been seeing them music on the radio. So now it's like, okay, we with some serious folks. Like, we know we can
so it was
match
time to
them.
level up a little bit.
Yeah. We know we can match them talent-wise. But now we got to be serious about this thing. We can't be over here under their moniker, under their name, and join their group, and over here just some people who playing around with something. So it started making me, not in a business sense yet, but it started making me take it more serious in okay, we really gotta be serious about this.
It's more about your brand and how you're representing.
And I feel like now I'm representing not only for myself, but for other people too, who I've joined with. And I'm all about trying to represent the brands as best as I can. If I'm gonna be with you, I'm gonna try to push it and represent the best I can.
That's what's up, man. And salute to all those guys from Southside.
Yeah.
Been
a long time. But I can say we was thinking of doing a reunion thing a couple years ago, but at that point I was just like, I don't know.
Well, maybe we'll get a chance to see that. If it's in the cards, it'll come out.
Oh yeah, it'll come. That's why I said if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. If God wanted to happen, it's definitely gonna happen.
For sure. So we've talked a lot about music, and of course, you're a dope, super dope.
Thank you.
Lyricist, solo artist. I've been rocking with all your music before you even knew I used to rock with your music
for a long time.
Before you even knew like I was a fan. And a lot of people don't know that I listen to a lot of music from the house.
Yeah.
I keep in tune with what's going on outside the city and industry wise, but I listen to a lot of music from the house because as a producer and as a fan, I like to hear our story.
Right.
Our story is different than Atlanta's story or Memphis' story or anywhere else. So we got our own story. And there are certain people that have their own sound, and you got your own sound.
Thank you, man. I try.
So you say you try, but that developed over time. How did you figure out this is Cutt?
Practice, man. That's why I tell people with those open mics, man, if it's not productive for anything, it'll help you find yourself in front of people. Because sometimes you can practice as much as you want to in the house, but being in front of people, practicing your craft, seeing reactions and all that. So I think it was so much of me constantly going out, testing, seeing reactions, seeing what could get them, seeing what I felt good with after the performance. Like, man, okay, I like they respond. So what I was saying, I wasn't feeling that. You know what I'm saying? So it really shaped me of what I'm gonna say when I get up there, the energy I'm gonna bring, how I interact with people. But it was really just practicing, constantly going back up there, getting in front of them, watching eyes while I'm up there performing, just really testing it out, testing stuff out.
What the hardest thing that I try to tell artists when you do open mics, if you can sway the crowd, it ain't about winning a contest. Forget the contest aspect. Right. But if you can sway the crowd of your peers that are there to do the same thing as you, because you typically the crowd is other MCs, other groups. If you can get them to bob their head, then you know that you might have your little something. Because if you can get folks that's there really about self. They there about self because they really there. Not necessarily they don't support the venue, but they trying to get off.
They trying to get in. They coming to clown.
They come to get their shine on, right? And if you can go there and make them really move and get the head nods, and then at the end of the show, you get that genuine love, like, hey man, I really want to mess with you. I really rock with that or whatever. You got you something.
Yeah.
And you used to do that a lot.
Yeah. I did. I ain't gonna lie. That's what that kept me going at the beginning, seeing how much constantly how I had people like that, like seeing the reactions and I think the feature run I went on for a little while kind of kept me going. I probably got enough features to make 2 more mixtapes.
At least an album or 2.
Yeah. So and that also came from keeping on going and seeing like, okay, I can see what kind of stuff is, even watching them perform, kind of getting ideas from other people, seeing what's moving us to like them. So it was really a lot of practicing with the performance side of it, knowing how to interact with people, because sometimes you can be doing great, but no interaction to kind of kill the crowd because they want to be up, feel like they're a part of the whole thing with you. So man, that experience of practicing at home and constantly going in front of people and practicing some more, it kind of helped me build up the confidence and the know-all of being able to see what's going on in the crowd.
See, that's dope. You really just gave the listeners, if you got some independent artists listening that are just getting started, you really need to listen to this, because really he just dropped a whole jewel on y'all about why open mics are important. We think that they don't mean anything, but when you are really starting out, and even as you honing your craft, going in front of your peers are your hardest judges. So
Man, and sometimes your peers gonna bring a couple people over with them. So you gonna also get a couple late folks.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right. So that's dope, man. That's dope. So I always ask everybody this now. Okay. Who are your top 3 influences when it comes to music?
We talking about period.
Influences
all together, I would say Tupac.
Okay.
Content that it was the heart Tupac gave into music that always influenced my content to sway into a more open, caring, making sure I'm spitting some real stuff.
Okay.
Influence. I would say honest. He wasn't an influence. I just loved his raps.
Who?
I was going to say Eminem, but he really influenced. He kind of influenced me to step out of the Tupac way of rapping and just straightforward. Okay. But when I got hooked to Eminem, the word playing and all that, he the one influenced me to use wordplay.
Okay.
And I would say I got a friend from here named he in Club Monster named J Dotto.
Okay.
Like once I got with him, he influenced me just in how he rapped, how he wrote, man. And I've known him since my brother was alive.
Okay.
And I've been rapping alongside him, and it was such pressure. He made me raise my bar. Okay. He made me raise the bar on, okay, I'm sitting next to this kind of person. I cannot get on a song with this dude and not go in and not know how to really, really rap. Even though I want to say some real stuff, I gotta know how to really, really rap.
You gotta convey this to
get on the song with this guy.
And you know what? Shout out for that, because here I'm gonna tell you something else. You just did something that most people, when they think of their influences, they thinking the big people. But there's some people around here that number one that can go,
bro.
And number 2,
I can honestly cut out all famous people or name 3-4 people who've influenced me over the years.
Yeah,
like for real, just from here. Eugene is one of them too.
Come on, man.
And even with community stuff, he kind of influenced me to start doing stuff like that.
Show.
I ain't seen bro in a long time, but I bet it's so many artists, especially on the hip hop side, that can really protest to him. Like he was one of the biggest movements as a person, just a person. Man, he did a lot for the rap community on the hip hop side. For real.
And now we've talked a lot about your rap stuff, but a lot of people don't know that you really for the culture. Tell me about some of the other things that you've been doing for the culture over the last couple of years, or for just this span. What is your main focus right now?
My main focus right now is still, it's always going to be working in the community in whichever form or fashion I can. Right now, we still doing our clothing house and stuff like that.
Okay.
So our focus has been with our appointments and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, and what's the name of your organization?
Stepping Into Your Destiny.
Stepping Into Your Destiny. So y'all need to really tap into that.
Yeah. Me and my girl ran Stepping Into Your Destiny. We've been a nonprofit for damn near 10 years. Been out in the community damn near 12, 15 years. And we've done everything from mentoring, after school programs, feeding the homeless, of course. That's just something we're gonna do anyway. I don't even add that in. That's just something we always did. Had the food truck during COVID. Since we couldn't be out with people, we just riding around the city with the food, kind of passing out the best way we can. And since then we've opened up our pantry and our clothing house and stuff. So we had 2 different locations, but now we've consolidated it down into one house.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah, so really we just try to find different ways, any way we can, to help the community. And now since we started this business, Inflatavision, where we got inflatable chairs, inflatable movie screens and stuff like that. We bring out the projector for you and all that.
Okay.
And now we're gonna try to start some community, like outside fun days and stuff with the chairs, movie nights and all that, kind of have some fun community events that we can start. Because usually we just out giving away stuff. Now we're going to try to incorporate some fun in that with the giving away.
That's what's up. And, we got the big parking lot out here too. So, on the inside, we got a lot of the young people. We got the frats and everybody that come through here. Shout out to the young frats. that come here and they get their practice on. We do mentorship here. Ski has a lot of that going on. Shout out to Ant Ski. Y'all gonna always hear me say shout out to
bro,
Ant Ski.
I seen bro this morning. We was chopping it up.
He's here? Yeah, he's here. He's posted up somewhere over here.
Oh man, I didn't know he was gonna be here. I told him I was gonna be here a little later.
For sure.
He made it sound like he was gonna be here, but I didn't know if he was
for sure. And you know, you've always been a partner with our organization. I mean, the station and the podcast is one thing, and that's just for us to have our own narrative, right?
Yep.
And to support independent artists and to provide a platform. But I always want to make sure that I insert what we're doing for the culture, because that's what the station is for too. We want to give all of these people that are doing things a voice, because sometimes you could be out in the community doing your work and no one is getting a chance to even see what you do.
Yeah.
And we don't do it with that intent, right? We're not doing it to put all eyes on us, but sometimes you need some eyes on us, because sometimes you need some help.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes
a lot of folks don't realize it. A lot of folks don't realize
it takes a lot to make these organizations that we're involved in go.
Yep.
And when I think about everything that you say that you're doing, it's a load.
Yeah.
But you know, the Most High don't give you nothing that you can't carry.
Right.
So and you carry it well, bro. So man, I'm thankful that you do what you do in the community. I'm thankful for your influence in the hip hop community. And I'm thankful for you just giving some time to come here.
Oh, because this family.
I know it is, right? But you know, a lot of people say, "Oh, we fam," and I say, "Hey, pull up. I need you on this."
Oh yeah.
You know, you
they gonna say it, but when it's time to show it,
you action speaks louder than words to me. You know, and you've always been about action.
I always will be, because I know exactly. I live by that, and I know that actions speak louder than words. I know it with other people, so I want to show it. Like, be the example you want people to show you. So
cool.
I'm gonna be who I want you to be to me.
Okay, so before we get out of here, I got to touch on the music one more time.
Let's go.
All right, you just dropped a hot visual.
I appreciate it.
Y'all need to go follow his page and check out the visual that he just dropped. Yeah. You got a new project on the way or something?
Yeah, Soul 2 is all done recording wise, so we about to start a promo run.
Okay.
Full length album.
Okay, he's in that album mode, so you need to go check out Soul 1. It's so fire.
Yeah,
it's so fire, bro.
Yes.
And so if you like that one, what's the vibe on Soul 2?
Soul 1. I ain't gonna say that. It's just like, it's everything on there got some kind of soulful presence.
Okay.
And it's a lot of real music. I let my homeboy hear it, and he told me he said it in a joking form, but I took it as a compliment. He said, "Man, this is so mature. This music is so mature." And I was aiming for that.
That's what's
ain't
up.
much of that going on.
And we need that.
Yeah, ain't much of that going on.
Like I said, there's certain things that we need in the culture of music. We need some mature music going out there right now.
Good mature music though. So
I'm
gonna get good
I need
and
something
mature.
I got to be able to pop in. I can't listen to. I listen to some of the ratchet stuff. I ain't gonna even lie, right? Because I listen to everything. But what I digest and what I put on the repeat is the more mature stuff. So man, I appreciate it. You got any special shout outs?
Shout out my fam, Smash Bros Radio.
Smash Bros.
Shout out the Cultural Community Center for all they've been doing, all we've done together, all they can continue to keep doing.
That's what's up.
It's a beautiful thing going on here, and I've been able to see it from the beginning of it even happening, man. So shout out everybody at the Cultural Community Center.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Shout out my boy Nas too over there. Get that book. I wrote a book, Raising Nas.
Raising Nas, book writer. Also, we got to touch up. We might have to do 2 interviews with you, man.
I got all kind of stuff going on. We got it, and I'm halfway done with another book too. So,
man,
I can really jump back into it now that I'm done with the writing of the project. So now it's all just mixing a few more songs and then promo stuff. So now I can sit back down and get back to my typing and stuff, man. So.
Well, man, I appreciate you. Last but not least, you got to give me something for rotation so I can put you on the radio. I ain't got none of your music.
I got you.
You know, we need something for that. And speaking of the radio station, before I go, you can always tune in to 101.1 The Culture couple of ways. Number one, you can go straight to the website, 101theculture.com. Scroll down, there's a little player. Also, you can download the TuneIn app or the Live 365 app. Search for 101.1 The Culture, and it'll actually pop up.
Okay.
So with that being said, man, we getting ready to sign out. Again, I appreciate you. And we out here at 101.1 The Culture. Peace.